What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech, Peaches, back with another video. Now today we are focusing strictly on application. This is the final result of the look that we went ahead and did. I'm going to show you from another angle so you guys can see how smooth the actual nails are. I really thought it would be important to do another application video because they are very helpful. Before we get into it, we're going to do our subscriber shout out, of course, and it goes to Paula's Nails, subscribed since February 24th. Very much appreciate you, boo. Y'all already know the drill. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, turn on them damn notifications, because if the notifications is off, how the hell you gonna know when I'm on? Okay, you guys already seen the color. It is second nude by not polished, because if it ain't not polished, it's not what? It's not nothing. Okay, monomer, y'all already know Young Nails, because I'm a Young Nails girl. That's it. That's all it ever will be. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and zoom in very, very close onto this application, pretty much as close as I could kind of get it. Now keep in mind, this is a 15-minute video and it is all completely real-time application just on one hand. It really shouldn't take me 15 minutes to do this, but to be honest, I had so much extra time with this particular client. We was catching up and I just kind of figured, you know what, let me just take my time. This would be great for YouTube, hence why the video is 15 minutes long. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not gonna lie, this pinky, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and watch. It is kind of in and out of focus a little bit, so I feel like I do want to explain and give you guys some more tips and tricks, but I don't think the pinky is going to be the best one to use, as you can see, to go ahead and give you guys examples on what to do and what not to do, just because it was still trying to focus on what I was doing. So I will go ahead and give you guys some, oh, hold on, y'all. I'll give you guys some knowledge on the next one. Hold on, you guys, my man calling me. Hello? What?
I don't remember. Did we watch this?
A long way down? I don't think so, but I'm doing a voiceover on YouTube. You want to say hello?
Oh, hello. My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
Get off the phone. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Love you.
Okay, let me go try. I'm gonna call you right back, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so back to the regular schedule program. Okay, so like I was saying, this one is having some focusing and adjustment issues, but you can still see how close and nice the application is, and that's what I'm gonna help y'all with today. Okay, I know that application can be very hard and very stressful for a lot of you out there, but just take it bead by bead. If you have not already watched my previous videos, I suggest you do that. I do have one on how to improve your beads, and just basically on, I don't want to say the right type of beads and the wrong ones, but kind of. Okay, so do you see how this particular bead, it's not too wet, not too dry, right? Like I always say, you don't want to be chasing your beads. You want a bead that works for you, not against you. Okay, you need to know how to work it and do it in a timely manner. So do you see how after I let it set, this is the texture that you want, this is the consistency, because I laid the beads so that way everything is thick enough that as it kind of drags itself down, and as I'm kind of patting, this is why I always say don't swipe. You see how I'm patting and pulling? It keeps the thickness of that bead. It keeps the opacity, which opacity means like how true the color is, how transparent or not transparent the color is, right? I don't want this nude looking thin and skimpy, right? I want it very opaque. That's opacity. And then as it dries and as it sets, it's still moldable, but it's not so frozen that I cannot get rid of these little excess pieces right here. Okay, I don't want those on there, because if those little tiny pieces dry weird like that, I'm gonna have to be responsible for filing them off later. So I just go ahead and try and pat and pull as I can, so that way they'll either break off. Well, I don't say break off. They'll either come unattached from it, or I'll just try and pat it back into the nail. Okay, so you can see, because this is a medium nail, okay, medium length nail, and here go the doggone dogs. Like, y'all just stick with me, okay? I promise I'm gonna give you some helpful information. I just don't know why so much noise going on tonight. Like, damn. Okay, so here we go. The first bead, y'all already know, when it comes to my nails, I like to do where the free edge and the natural nail meet. Y'all, whatever. And then the second one, I like to go ahead in the cuticle area. Now, do you guys see how nicely that this bead just slid in there? And I'm making sure there's no flooding. This is how close you need to get to the cuticle area, okay? It's so close that you basically don't see any gapping, but if I were to pull her cuticles back, like if I were to take my finger, pull it back a little bit, you would be able to see the space. That's what people mean when they say you need to really get in the cuticle area, okay? Don't be scared, okay? Because this is not flooded. Flooded would mean that it's all over the place. It's kind of outside the parameters of the nail walls, okay? And you know, it'd be watery. It would just, you can tell. This is tucked. I call it tuck, okay? This is what I call tucking it into the cuticle area, because I take my brush, not wet at all. I'm just dipping it to make sure it stays clean and nice and neat. And I go ahead and push it further into the cuticle area, okay? Now, what I'm doing now during this application stage is I am making sure that everything is as smooth as possible. Do you see how nice and smooth? There's no lumps, no bumps, nothing like that, because that's for chumps, okay? Now, we want to make sure, again, we grab a nice sized bead, not anything that's going to get too out of control, because you see how it's setting. I'm leaving it alone so it can stiffen up a little bit, and I'm just adding to it because I didn't pick up a big enough bead, and that's fine. You can do that. Just know when you add to your beads, you got to make sure your ratios are right. Otherwise, I could have made this bead extremely watery and it wouldn't have worked well. So nails this length or shorter, I go ahead and fill up the majority of the nail with acrylic, and I really just leave a small space in the cuticle area so that way I can go ahead and place my apex. Now, what you need to know is that for the apex area, you see how it's not humped up, it's just not a lot going on, because I mean, realistically, these nails are not long. We just need something that's going to give us the strength, okay? So do you see how my bead is remaining thick? Okay, it's not watery, everything is together, but I'm pulling and patting and dragging it down. I really want to get you guys out of the habit of swiping, okay? Swiping is to get rid of product, okay? So every time someone tells you to, oh, swipe with your brush, no, drag it, get in the rhythm of, you see, letting it set up, getting to this type of consistency so you can drag and you can pat, and it's moldable and malleable, but it's not going nowhere, okay? This, I'm telling you guys, once you really get to this stage where you can maintain this type of consistency every time, that in between stage between wet and dry, it's gonna do it for you every single time, okay? I know some people do work wetter than others, and that's fine because it's personal preference, but for a lot of people who are not sure what's the right consistency, you see this? I'm trying to show you. You see how it just sits there, but when I touch it, it moves? Look at how when I just push, you see? I'm pushing. See how I'm swiping? Well, not yet. I'm pushing. See how I'm just doing a swipe like that? And you see that's blending the product and moving it away? Right now, I'm focused on patting and pushing. And so the product is going to go ahead and it's going to spread as soon as you touch it, which is why you, number one, don't need that much product. And number two, you don't have to focus too much on putting the bead right into the cuticle areas, because did you see how it spread out? And now it kind of pushed its own self in there. Now all I have to worry about is making sure there's no flooding and making sure I've got the right strength, okay? So working on the apex area, you see, on a nail this length or shorter, I really don't need too much, but I do need enough to provide a strength, okay? So you see how I'm checking all around each area. You don't want any areas of natural nail exposed. That's not the look that you want to go for, okay? So this pink, don't worry about that. That's previous acrylic. That's just, I don't want to say it's stained, but when it's that low like that, it's not affecting anything. So I'm not going to continue to soak somebody or file off the color when at this low, it really doesn't make a difference, okay? You see how it's covered up anyways? Now look at that previous nail. Look at that middle finger, and you can't tell me how nice and neat that is, okay? So once again, take that first bead, work on, instead of using so many beads, what would that call that? Work smarter, not harder, okay? So if we know at this length, all we need is to make sure we have just enough support so that way the nail doesn't break. We know we need a larger bead to get comfortable using beads a little bit larger than what you're used to, because do you see how it could work for you? You see how when you pull and pat the product down, it stays in one mass and the strength stays together. I will keep repeating this until it really gets through to you guys, because it's a hard concept to understand, because I know I see a lot of YouTubers, they work with a lot of smaller beads sometimes, or maybe they do one larger bead. there's so many ways to do it, and there's so many different methods. So that's why I'm keeping on repeating myself, because I really want to be able to help those who are really trying to look and learn and understand this, okay? Not as a way to be rude or as a way to make it sound like, you know, I'm better or anything. I'm simply just want to repeat it so that way you guys can see and hear and just the repetition of it, okay? So do you see how I did a larger bead, but because of the consistency, okay, it spreads itself, and now I can pull that down and just swipe to blend the product. You see how I'm swiping to just blend that product out? Swiping is a form of, like I said, blending and product removal, so that way I don't have any lumps and bumps, okay? Because lumps and bumps is for who? Baby, is for chumps. That's not what we want, okay? So just focus on in your oops, y'all, I had a damn bag of chips and popcorn for dinner, so that's what that noise was. Yes. Once you have your base, which the base should be able to be put down very, very easily. Okay, after that, you're only adding enough beads in acrylic to kind of bring everything together. If you see any areas of missing acrylic or anything like that, okay? So do you see how I'm really I'm focused on tucking the cuticle area together. You see how there's nowhere where there's like a bunch of missing acrylic. You really just pay attention. Like I said, I'm not telling y'all like pay attention to me. I mean like pay attention to the nail itself. But yeah, once you get into the rhythm of things and you practice playing with consistencies and playing with your beads, and that's really the basis of everything, which is why I say if you cannot form a bead to where like you know what type of consistencies are for certain things, then you really should not be focusing on things like nail art and design and things like that. It's good to practice those things, but that should not be your main focus day to day, okay? Your main focus day to day, I'm gonna give you guys a challenge, is to do more basic sets, okay? Put something on your Instagram story, your page, your Facebook or something saying, hey, looking for those who want basic sets. Give somebody $5 off, okay? Or if there's a certain color you're wanting to do, just be like, hey, blue basic sets for this week are gonna be $5 cheaper than normal. Anything, so that way you can play around and practice with doing basic sets, because that is the foundation to anything. The more basic sets that you do, the more that you are able to go ahead and get your consistency of your beads together, so that way you have a nice base and a nice consistent look no matter what, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is it's either A, taking you a really, really long time to do basic sets, B, your basic sets are splotchy, meaning the color is not as opaque from nail to nail, because you see how everything's one large mass. That's what you want. Like I said, I'm going to keep repeating it. You want the color payoff to be good on each nail, okay? And the other problem some people have with acrylic is just flooding or not getting close enough to the cuticles, okay? So I challenge you this week, do at least 2 basic sets this week, so that way you can try. It doesn't have to be my method, okay? Because everybody has their own way, everybody has their own technique, their own type of beads and stuff that they like. And just know, this works for me because I use a size 16 brush. So these type of beads are very easy for me to maintain because I have a larger brush. And also my brush is not oval. I have my brush pinched, so that way I have a slightly more like squoval look to my brush. So you'll have to keep in mind your brush plays an important part in that as well, okay? But I challenge you this week to do more basic sets so that you can get your consistency of your beads together and have a more consistent look across your work, okay? We're gonna really focus on those cuticle areas. We're gonna really focus on making sure our color payoff is phenomenal throughout the set, okay? And that's what I want you guys to take away from this. I know this could have probably been more helpful. I apologize, it is 10 o'clock at night. Like I said, I had popcorn for dinner, so my mood is honestly not the best, but I still wanted to come and put this out for you guys because I feel like it will be helpful, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this helps somebody, okay, to go ahead and like get to the next level up of where they're trying to be. I really appreciate you guys because we have satisfied the watch hours to be monetized, and now we're just waiting on about 20 more subscribers until I will literally officially be monetized. I'm so excited. I'm so juiced. I really appreciate you guys and all your support. Please keep sharing my videos. Please keep watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Turn them damn notifications on. You guys, it's just really crazy how much my channel has grown even in the past couple of weeks. I'm still blown away. My channel is still small, but I know that it will grow. With you guys' support, I know I will continue to grow and succeed with this YouTube, okay? So you guys already know I really strive for daily uploads. If you see I missed a day or two, honestly, it's probably because I was either tired or it got super duper late, okay? We're back on track though, okay? We are back on track to daily uploads. And yeah, well, I'm about to show you guys the final look once again. It'll be coming up in any second, honestly. Let's see. And what else do I want to say to y'all? I mean, y'all are dope. Pretty gang. Y'all are dope, okay? So here goes the final look once again. Boom bam. Okay, if you want to see how I got a sort of look like this, I do have a video on my channel for something similar to this type of nail art. And as usual, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.